event. Chris Meek had been in good form following his first WRC victory in Argentina recently, but his fine run would come to an abrupt end as early as stage 2.
Oh, Jesus.
Drifting wide at the right-hander would be a very sudden and very dramatic end to his first day. There was early promise for Robert Kubica, but the Pole's brief run to 6th would be ended by an unforgiving stone wall in the following test. Out front, there was a surprise leader. Hayden Paddon, taking advantage of his low road position and superior grip, had a fine tactical approach, saw the New Zealander leading a WRC rally for the first time. The drama continued into Saturday, with Latvala's dwindling championship hopes taking another hit. A heavy landing after a jump knocked a tyre off its rim, forcing the luckless Finn into changing a wheel. Paddon had led the rally for 15 stages, but the pressure would finally tell with the end of the day in sight. First, a spin lost him the lead, but with a broken gearbox following soon after, the New Zealander would be relieved to make it to the end of the day in second. But while all around him fell by the wayside, Ogier's relentless pursuit of the leader had finally had an effect, the world champion taking over the top spot going into the final overnight break. More drama on the final morning with a small error for third place Mads Osberg, an impact smash to break the
heartland of our nation, every weekend all year round, somewhere racing people gather near some quiet country town. Here's the home of dirt track racing, this is what they love and know. Hometown boys in hometown stock cars give the hometown folks a show. This is carnival and circle from miles around. But for drivers and for stock cars, this is rugged proving ground.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another exploration. Oka, Volkswagen, maybe a Ford, but we got number 44, Herbert Cates. I guess that. Very rusted. Bottle left behind, but this is really one. Of course, beautiful. And we have a nice. Okay, let's say.
In more than 2,000 races like this, stock passenger automobiles take the punishment of a year's highway driving in a single afternoon.
Okay, let's take a crazy. And I think being inhabited.
Number 87 Chevrolet takes the lead on the inside as number 98 on to that front.
Lights maybe even. But yeah, the speakers were above these stands. You could still see them up there. Or maybe those are even lights. Kind of look like lights maybe even. But yeah, this tree right here grew right. I mean, look at that. It's just completely consuming this thing. I'm surprised it hasn't collapsed. And clearly, we've just entered the concession stands I'm assuming we have some more Pepsi Cola ads here. Loving this old logo. Kind of wish they'd bring that back. Might have been repainted somewhat recently. But if it's not, that's even more interesting. Just gotta love the old logos here at this old park. Coming across more, of course. Actually been the, yep, look right, a little relaxing. Hillsborough 100-mile Grand National Race. Prize money, about $5,000 if you won. 1953, 54, and 1955 cars only. It doesn't say what year this ad here is from, but it's a really amazing find. Like, just, I'm so glad they left this here for people to have an enormous line for people to look at. If anybody's interested in seeing race results, we have some here. Feel free to pause. Also have an enormous line, 3 lines of drivers who have driven here over the years. Another notable fact, or another fun fact about this place, along with the long list of NASCAR drivers that have driven around this track, NASCAR's first woman driver also lapped around here. Louise Smith, she was a notable figure, certainly, being the first female NASCAR driver. I mean, in the 1960s and such, I mean, I can't even imagine being a female driver at that time and what she had to maybe go through to break some of those barriers. So this place is filled with history. I'm just really happy that I'm wandering this place, and I'm in the woods right now. I came across a local, and he actually told me that behind this place, down by the river, there's actually another stock car just tossed, completely abandoned. He was about 50 years old. He said it's been there for decades. He says at least 40 years. So after we explore what we can of this whole racetrack, we're gonna head deep in the woods and see if we could find some more relics. This place has a lot of things here, and I'm already coming across another building here. All the buildings you go to here, they're all on this trail. I mean, it's so peaceful to walk around this place. I'm not sure what this building was used for. It looks like it closed a very long time ago. No labels of anything, but we can get a peek inside. Maybe we can get an idea of what it was. Just really a sheet metal hut used for storage, perhaps. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what this would have been. I'm so silly, this is actually a bathroom here. I didn't notice that sign. We have men there, and this says Loves. Not sure. And here we are, right back at the grandstands here. Nice quiet place. Now at least, you can imagine how loud this place once was. Once upon. Nice quiet place. Now at least, you can imagine how loud this place once was. Once upon a time.
Roberts and Baker plow through the second turn, and Roberts moves in front. Down the backstretch, both drivers giving their cars a bone-shaking ride.
Didn't really even mention it before, but this actually is the track. The road we came on. Walk down here. Not sure if it was always dirt. I know originally it might have been. We're gonna do a quick lap around the track. Apparently it was a very dangerous track. There was no guardrails, and right beside this track on one of these turns is actually a river or a creek. So cars ended up in those when they didn't take the turns correctly. So we're gonna walk around this perimeter here, see if we see anything different. I could see some like fencing here, original fencing from the NASCAR track, but we're gonna try to find some ads, something. And if we can't find anything, we're gonna jump into the woods, or at least try to find that old car the local was telling us about. I don't know if you can make it out, but we have some like chicken wire for the fencing around this place, put together by some just sticks with the branches sanded down. Pretty minimal setup. You don't really need to make it all fancy to make it effective. That's kind of what they did here. Slowly making my way around this track here. Haven't really seen anything, but it's a pleasant walk. Quiet, not many people here. And right down here, all you have is this rusty metal fence to protect you from the fall of just landing probably about 20 feet, and then you have a river that flows right next to this track. I mean, look how, this is on a turn too. We got the turn, it bends right here, and there's been times where cars have came out and crashed down here. It was a very dangerous course, maybe that's the reason it closed prematurely to many more that I've been to. Only 20 years is not that long.
Down the backstretch, both drivers giving their cars a bone-shaking ride. Look out! Bill Champion throws a wheel and over he goes! The yellow flag alerts all drivers to reduce speed and hold their positions. Bill Champion is all right, but his car won't race anymore today.
Another thing to probably point out is this track was definitely a lot wider back in the day. I mean, I can't really tell how far. I don't see any fence lines or any telephone poles or light poles or anything like that. So we could just guess that a lot of these trees, I mean, they've been growing here for at minimum 50 years. So we could assume maybe the track even hugged the river even more tightly than I anticipated, because this little trail here, it's no wider than about 15 feet. And if we're doing some races here, you're gonna need a little bit more space than that. But so far, not really anything out here. All the other attractions are by the grandstands. I would have thought there would be more stands out here at least, but not much of anything, just woods. Relaxing walk though. All right. Now just like the racers here, we're finishing it where we start, right here at the finish line. That's gonna do it for today's video, everybody. We did the whole explore, walked around this entire property.